Okay, we're back to unranked. I've got that thing going on where I feel like I need to play a different build each day for the show. And so I'm going on a weird build here. This is a really frustrating game to play, and I can explain why as we go through. But what I'm playing here is an NG. Somebody remarked in the comments yesterday that they haven't seen it. They didn't know if I'd ever played NG, which is crazy to me because I have clearly played NG on some of the videos, but I guess they were a long time ago now. So, yeah, let's do another one. But instead of playing Hollow, and since we're unranked for this map anyway, I figure I'll do the really silly core NG builds that utilizes Sanguinary Array and Trap Wall and stuff to build a ton of might up. But basically, it's a spike build, and it's not a very good one, but it's a spike build that uses the 100 grenade skill, right? Grenade Barrage, I think it's cool. So, I don't really know what other people run when they go for this, but I'm just tools, explosives, firearms, and then, to me, I don't really think there's any other choice for these three slots here. Like, I need rocket boots to be able to do stuff. Any build like this, you need some mobility, I think. You need the stealth and the invulns to disengage and do stuff with bodies, and you need the grenade kit for this. I'd love to get some extra quickness and stuff in there. But anyway, so yeah, let's go on in. And like I said, it's a really frustrating game. There's a lot of really low tier play from yours truly and everyone else. So let's see how it goes. On the start, I'm looking for mid because I don't value myself very much as a side noder here. We've got our Mesmer picking up our close point. And once again, just like you saw in a previous game of the day, it's a really silly idea for me to push up there on a build like this. You know, it's way too squishy. But I figure I can cover myself with stealth and see what I can do if anyone comes. And there's a big thing here. This is a frustrating game, but this is like... I played one more today. You can see on my daily. I played one more, but it was a slam dunk against us. So there was no time for me to really play and see what this build's like. So you're going to see I start playing on fire a lot just because I want to feel what the 1v1s and stuff are like. So anyway, like I'm a total beginner here. So... the thief steals into me, and I get the ranger on me as well. So here, I grenade barrage behind myself and hit the thief, and he stealths. And I don't know whether that's... You're going to see he's running some really weird stuff, the enemy thief. There's like genuine dolly axe I'm fighting against in this game, okay? And the ranger's shooting me, so I'm like, well, I've got to leave. So we jump shot away. I could have used my F1 before that jump shot. Then what I do is I throw the elixir at my feet, and I'm now stealthed. I turn around to see if they aggress. We can see that the thief is still there. And looking, he's probably self-healed, but he's still reasonably low. He's got some bleeds on him. We have a grenade barrage up and the ranger in front of us. So I cast the grenade barrage. He gets 2 evade frames. One of the and that's static discharge, okay? So I think the static discharge he might have evaded the first one and then it bounced to the mower or something. I don't know why it did 2. But anyway, oh, sorry, no, I used a different skill. Now we go the grenade barrage, and so there's the burst. You can see it straight away. I paused a lot there, so it doesn't really look very, you know, impressive or whatever. But, yeah, so we get about 12k burst, and what this actually tells us, here, I've rewound so you can see it again in real time, is this ranger's super squishy, okay, for a ranger to be able to do that. So there you go. He's down to just a little bit of health. We follow up with the grenade kit 2 for another 6k, and he goes down. The thief is still low and not pushing in on me. I'm extremely unimpressed by both these players right now. I get a nice dodge on the ranger skill 2, and we just cleave that down. And then we see the Shadow Refuge comes up. So there's 2 things I can do with the Shadow Refuge. I can jump shot inside it to try and kill him, and then, you know, go into grenades and splash them around once I see the downstate icon. Or I can go for the no-scope, baby. So... This skill 4 overcharge shot, if it connects with him, it will knock him out. But I don't know where he's standing in the ring. And the only way to control where it goes is where I physically move my camera and look. So I just send it where I guess he might be in the ring. So the projectile goes through. Does it land? No, it doesn't land. One day, guys, you'll see a no-scope on Game of the Day. It'll be amazing. So, yeah, anyway, he's left. And I use rocket boots to re-engage with my friends. We've got a good double cap. Throwing some grenades towards the Weaver. I see that the rev is low. I tried to use the net shot, which is my MOB, and set up, but the random pet. I mean, this is one of the things I really loathe about pets. They just make plays that the ranger has no comprehension or understanding for all the time. So it's kind of bad. I should have seen that the pet was there and that moved around it. And I was aware in the moment, but the thing is, sometimes you feel like you got to do it now or it's going to be too late. It's a rev. He's going to evade and block chain and all kinds of stuff. So take your opportunity as fast as possible. But it gets me hit by the collision of the net shot goes into the pet. Even with all this discussion, it doesn't matter anyway because he's in staff 3. But, you know, I think it demonstrates something. And then it turns out the Rev still had his glint heal here, so I just healed him massively in that, which is a real shame. We take the interrupt, which is pretty good, because that, you know, when you're a Rev and you're dodge chaining into Shiro evading, into dodging again, into getting the CC in there after they've, you know, utilized their glint stuff and maybe pop their stun break on there, it's okay, you know? It's a good way to catch them out. So, yeah, we got the double cap, and now we can just progress. This game could be over for my team now if we just push up and if we win this engagement under their door really decisively, we can push ourselves into a spawn camp scenario and we'll be good. And if you notice here, we've done a lot of damage. That's mostly the Reaper, not me. Here, I use the overcharge shot to move the bodies together so that we can cleave them at the same time. But my team didn't cleave. They all started stomping, which I think was a bit silly, but whatever. So now I know that my guys are going to Zerg back. Actually, I tell a lie. I scratch what I just said about we would have won because they decapped us on close. I don't know when that happened, but they did that. So obviously that wasn't going to happen. We're forced to split away from their spawn to take the nodes. So here I'm on far. I come straight here, take the decap, and I go for the full cap as well. Probably a mistake, right? Because this build isn't good for this. I should have just decapped and utilized my ability to go straight back to mid, swung that fight, and everything would have been different. Now, I get the Rev, and the Rev is one of the only players that seems to have, you know, has a meta build and knows what they're doing. So I don't know that at the time. I stealth, and I'm gonna try and burst him. But look, the Rev is well aware what's up. While I'm in stealth, he's dodged. He's used his staff 3. He's gonna dodge again, and so I'm forced to use a grenade barrage as my stealth ends. And here's what I'm not good at on this build. I cast the ring on him, but the grenades all landed like here. So there's some weird. To use this skill and get good at this skill, you have to, like, overshoot sometimes. It's really odd. I don't know. Anyway, so I don't fancy my odds at all now. So I Elixir S and pull away. But then I see he's been really passive, and I don't know if he's just going to stand on the node. But then he does come at me. So I just try... And this is pretty bad from me at the moment. So I use my F1 and my rocket boots to try and pull away. Because I know he hasn't full capped, so I can keep doing this. But really, I should be leaving. It's basically a mistake. And he comes off. He still doesn't have the node. There he blocks my overcharge shot, which is pretty nasty. I go into my grenade stuff. I try and use rocket kick, which is a bad idea. And again, I've been pressured. And he's actually using his skills well. So I have to use rocket boots to pull away. Now I'm going to go back in. And then I realize, no, let's not. So he is eventually going to recap that node. He's going to do that now because I can't take that 1v1. And I realized that was a silly idea anyway. It was, you know, it's not the right thing. The thing is, as a Rev, he's got a lot of bursty, like, spike potential as well. He's just so much more well-rounded. Has so much more tools in his kit. Like, I actually did play a Rev game or two. It just never became Game of the Day games. Anyway, so we remove this guy and we burst him. And you see how easy it is once they're already distracted. The thief's trying to peel out. So I throw the chill grenade. I miss a blind grenade as well. We kill him with the skill 3. It's really nice to do that when you're in close range because it stacks a lot of bleed, which then rolls more might for you. And the Rev is zerged off, so I can decap straight away again. So, you know, as long as yes, I stayed a long time at far on a matchup I was doing terribly in. But I bailed away. I got some reasonable value at mid and got a decap instantly again. So, you know, it's not too bad. Anyway, so now we got the Ranger. And once again, let me just be clear. I'm wondering how good the build is and what it can sustain. So I hit a Barrage there. My health, I've just started getting shot by his other things. Most of my health is just from Barrage. You're going to see how much damage that did in just a second here. So anyway, he's pressuring me. I don't know whether I want to use the Meteor right now. I don't know what I want to do. I try and rocket boots away and I get caught by that post, which is really bad. I'm dodging around. I Elixir S and now I think, okay, maybe I can burst him like we did at the start of the match. So I throw the grenade barrage. Oh, sorry. So I mower. This is the other thing of the build. You can mower people and then burst them in it. So we mower, grenade barrage. How are we doing this? I thought we were going to lose this fight. Oh, and now the thief comes in. So we kill that guy. The thief goes for the res, so I overcharge shot. And then the thief cloak and dagger backstabs me out of a steal. It's 2012, everybody. And I can't do anything now. The ranger is a ranger, so he's going to be allowed to self-res in downstate. So I had no opportunity there to pressure him. So yeah, I die because I get plussed on far. You know, these fights were so tentative, these little 1v1s I've been trying to do anyway. I was super vulnerable to a plus against that Rev earlier, and I was lucky I didn't get plussed. Here, I quite rightfully did. So yeah, 10k Barrage, that's where I saw that. And we even got hit pretty hard from that pet there. 6 hits from twin darts, and I'm pretty sure that's Devourer attack. So yeah, not too good. If I'd been at mid, we might be more decisively winning right now. Could have just taken the decap and gone and snowballed. On respawn, I decided to go close because it looks like we're all right in mids. But I make that assessment, and then the second I start focusing here, I realize we're wiping mid. On the post commentary, I realized we're wiping mid. In the game, I didn't. So again, here, look, this Rev, this was a kill. But I throw the grenade barrage, and I target on him, but it lands short of them. So there's like a whole other side of the game. And here, this is really, it's like they're so close to dying. But I don't have stealth. I could go for an Elixir S-res, but I don't want to allow them time to reset. The Necro got some good pressure there as well. This guy stealths. And, I mean, if just a couple more of those grenades had landed. So here, we do get the kill. This guy's really low, and the downstate Necro can kill him the second he comes around the pillar, in theory. What I can do is score this downstate, now sustain this body with Elixir S by rezzing it in invuln, and then by the time the Rev comes down and gets procced, I can kill the Ranger, and we do win the 2v2. However, a Weaver just came in because everybody lost in mid, you see? And the reason they lose in mid is not actually their fault. It's because they were 2v3. Why were they 2v3 in mid? Because I died on far, because I got plussed on far. You see? You see how that thief could plus me there and just swing through the whole map? It's my fault that I'm in this situation. My death on far earlier has rippled through the map here. And that's exactly what you're seeing. The Ellie can push up because the thief and the thingy pushed up because we were basically 4v5 because I wasn't on the board. And now that that guy's come in, as close as that fight was, it's not very good. So it's a lot of low-tier play and low-tier builds you see here, but the matchmaker's done well because they've actually created a game. And I suppose it's fair that on a build I've never really played, or not for a long time, I get a load of low-tier opponents. So here we blow up the Ranger. I don't need to talk about the minutiae of how I do that. This is really good as well. If this guy's if you watch my Let's Play series, you'll know the power of Sanguinary Array and Shrapnel and grenades in AoE scenarios. So I was really happy to see that because we would stack a ton of might on ourselves and ramp really heavily. And look, he's going for it again. I have the poison grenades as well. So there, now that we've scored that kill, I know the engagement's still hot, but as soon as the kill is scored, I don't need to be there anymore. So I leave straight away to take the decap in mid. And I even was considering just swinging straight to far point as well and decapping that too. But my Mesmer was already there. So I take the decap, and now I'm coming straight back into the fight because we're not actually winning it. Despite my respawns, we're not winning it. Here, this guy's trying to run away, so I throw Elixir S on him to stealth him, but he gets immediately revealed. He's a Tempest, and I guess he has something. In the moment, I can see it. In the post-commentary, I can't either. He must have had some AoE field rolling, maybe around the corner that we can't see, which insta-reveals him, so I'm not going to blame him for that. And I tried to give him what I can to defend him from the Rev. Now, something just happened here. I could have fled and left him to die. But instead, I rocket boots away to disengage a bit. And then I turn around because I'm expecting these guys to still be hitting the Tempest. And then, you know, I can support the Tempest instead of run away. What's interesting, though, is both these guys tunnel vision for me really hard. And I suppose it's the correct play because they know I'm on a kind of a squishy build. And he's a Tempest, so he's likely to be support. We'll talk about that in a second. So I Elixir S and throw a Meteor on myself. You know, this is me playing a build I'm not comfortable with, and the new mechanic that I still am not. What's the best way to bait someone to Meteor? I don't know. I'm hoping this guy comes in. But then the Rev peels off. The Rev would have been the melee one that would have come under this, and I could have immobed to leave me with this guy who I've not been hitting hard enough. I tried to knock him away, and I'm in front of the respawn, and I get pew-pewed down by a Ranger that uses 2 skills. So we didn't do very well there either, really. I mean, we were trailing them around on roads for long enough that we reclaim sides. And you'll notice that this ranger here should be going to close and getting it back, but instead he's zerging to mid. And I have no idea why, but that's good for us. It means that we're getting more points. Look at that. How bad is that? So, yeah, this is okay. Because we're getting back in the game. You notice how we win the map, and then they win the map, and then we win the map, and then they win the map. That's how this game's been going, and it will right till the end. And again, that's kind of my bad. If I hadn't been caught in that area, if I'd been more aggressively... instead of being over here, I'd managed to position myself into this, like, half, I would have been safer. Could use the trees. Anyway, so the thief's low. We immob. We use the grenades. We hit the Rev that was standing next to him really heavily as well. Now, they're insta-stomping here. And we cleave, killing the Rev. He got CC'd as well. It wasn't even a safe stomp. I didn't have safe stomp here, which is why I didn't go. And so we did a lot of damage to both of them. And now this guy's just an inch away from dying, so we win the rally race. The thief ported in the correct direction there because he needed to get away from me, but he needed to do it earlier, realistically. So I'm taking big damage. I get one of the auras from the Tempest. And I'm trying to peel out mid. So this is bad from me as well, because what I want to do, now that we scored that kill, I just want to quickly reclaim close. But this Necro was on respawn, and I wasn't looking at the minimap, and he wasn't looking at the... Obviously, he wasn't looking at the minimap. So the result is we double up, and I kind of abandoned them. Now, mid, it wasn't bad me leaving. We were healthy. We have a support there. We'd scored a kill, 2 kills. And if you look at the minimap, we do have a downstate. So my sudden leaving of mid was smart, and it was the right, you know, it wasn't getting us wiped there. But because I doubled up with the Reaper, it was unnecessary. So, you know, just a little mistake. Realistically, if I'd stayed there, this would have been completely swept by now. We would have decapped, and we could have pushed towards their spawn and stopped them decapping far, you know. But because I'm back here and the engagement is still hot, it's not very good. And I mean, it would have been so nice if the Reaper did immediately go mid, if he'd looked at the minimap, because he's a Reaper, right? He would have cleared this stuff out super well. So, interestingly, we get decapped on close again. They're not even looking at their home. None of them are. Their rotations are so weird. So anyway, we're just doing pressure here. Clearing that down, and we killed this. Did a lot of damage to that Ranger as well. It's funny, the skill 2 on this now has a packet of damage, so you can't do it purely from stealth. It was kind of a direct nerf to the exact build you're watching right now, so that you can't stealth, immob, and then grenade barrage, all without being revealed. So anyway, now I look back towards far, and I think I'm wising up to not take the 1v1s. That's a Weaver anyway. Who's a side noder, and we will never kill. So then there's the Rev. I go for the stealth grenade barrage. Once again, he watches and he blocks. He also blocks my mower there, by the way. I attempted to mow him and got blocked in that, so pretty bad. Here I get pew-pewed a little bit. And it's really punishing to get pew-pewed here. Here I throw the map mechanic on him, and I don't really know how much damage it does, but we land it for once. So 2,500 damage, and what is it? Is it damage over time? I don't know, but so there's more stuff to talk about. So I'm getting 2v1 down here, and you might be thinking, well, hold on, WP. Why are you getting 2v1 down? That's really strange, isn't it? Yes, it is strange. It's because my team zerged back to 3v1 the guy at close. Here's what my players did. They won mid earlier, and when I started proactively looking forwards, they all just saw the decap and zerged back to the node. All of them. And so, obviously... And I didn't realize... I should have seen that, and I should have been like, oh, they're playing really fucking wonky, and I shouldn't have stood here, which is why I get 2v1 down, you know. I have enough mobility on this build to get away. It's just I'm not aware enough of that stuff. Because, you know, I'm preoccupied wondering if I can mower through the block and all these other silly things, and looking at the map mechanic. So anyway, now they get back, but we've been decapped. And look, we won the map, and now we've lost the map again. I had a guy on fire as well who lost his 1v1. So what was that matchup, by the way? It was... I don't know. I don't know what the matchup was. It was my Soul Beast. So he's a Soul Beast. If he was, you know, his role could have been to go to far, so that's fine. It looks like he lost to a Reaper over there, actually. Anyway, I realized one of them was running Frost Spirit. I killed the Spirit, hit the Spider a little bit. Along with the Reaper, we just cleaved that glassy Ranger out really hard. This guy's in Glint again. We CC and give ourselves bleeds, thus might. We immob. He sheds the immob with the Shiro roll. My guy's down. I probably could have been at mid a bit quicker here. I go for the Elixir S-Res, but the guy's so low, I'm never going to make that. I could have followed up with a Stealth Res afterwards as well, but then my other guy dies too, so I have to peel back. And this time I'm not going too far to be snowballed down. I'm going to stand with these guys because most of my team's out right now. You know, we're in a 3v5 right now. We don't have a single kill on the board, so... it was the other thing. I kind of knew that the enemy team would push far because they have nothing else to do. So, yeah, I come here. We hit the Weaver really hard. That's pretty good, to be honest. But we don't quite finish him off, so he just spams his evades. I get the Ranger on me from behind again. Then the Ranger immediately so I was going to leave and drag the Ranger with me, but then the Ranger immediately de-targeted. So come back to the node. And you see here, I just feel really low impact in these engagements, don't I? It feels not very good. Here I stealth myself and attempt to res the body. I could throw a mower at my feet right now. We do get the res, believe it or not. And the reason we get that is because we had a support with us, so I knew I could sort of sustain it a bit longer. That's why I have a lot of health. I probably should have mowed in the middle. Use the F1 and rocket boots to pull away. Blow up my heal turret, come back in again. And they're starting to AoE. I dropped the meteor on the node, so I'm really greedy right now. I'm really excited because this meteor could kill 2 of them at once, especially with all the grenades going. But they both dodge at the perfect time. This guy's just spamming mindlessly. This guy might have tried to actually dodge the meteor. Here, there was a potential kill with the grenades as well. I go for the Amoeb first. We do get the kill. There you go. I'm so excited just to get a single kill. Then I could overcharge shot that. I just go for the stomp with Elixir S. And my buddy kills the thief, who again I think we could have just cleaved out. Use the heal turret combo field there. I pick up the heal turret instead of blasting it there, so I'll get it back quicker in a minute, because I know I'm going to break combat anyway. But I still wanted the heal. So I don't know, I did a bit of a middle ground there. Go for the neutralize here. It's too late for me to plus on far. So we're now, you know, it's pretty equal. It's 340 to 340 here. I go for the full cap. My Ranger pushes across. The Mesmer's gonna. So here's the Weaver. Now, I might be able to kill... There's 2 things. Number 1, I might be able to just kill this. The Weaver is a side noder. He wants the 1v1. His build will always beat my build. Always. There's very little point me trying this. However, I don't know how high the spike is on this, so maybe I can slam him down. That's thing number 1. Thing number 2 is my Tempest support is rotating towards me right now on the minimap, because we just left him to pick up close, remember? So... the Weaver's got a choice. Does he go for the 1v1 on the Tempest, or does he go for me and let the Tempest come in? So the Weaver comes for me, all right? And I'm like, okay, I can maybe burst him, and I've got a support here. So let's do it. Well, there's a big part of the burst. My support's here. Good. I've got my support. I know I don't need to heal turret because I got a support. All right, fine. I guess I'll do that because I ate a churning earth, and that's fair. I actually got CC'd through the elite. The Weaver was really aggressive with the elite. So here I see here's the churning earth. Sorry, it was the elite that I was talking about earlier. Anyway, he's churning earth now, and I'm like, okay, he's going to do damage here, but he's also rooted in place. So this is a perfect opportunity for me to hit him and hit him hard. So let's see what we could do. We could even overcharge shot to CC this, but I want to use this. This is like... I'm not going to say a free kill, but it's that kind of mentality. You know, you can do a lot of damage. And I don't really care about the damage coming in on me because I have a support. Now, I've kind of had to heal myself so far in this fight, so we'll see what else he does. So I jump shot in, and he hits me about as hard. He's not even a burst build, and he hits me about as hard as I hit him with the jump shot there. Then we should get onto grenade kit. There you go. I'm on grenade kit, and I want my support, and he's not really helping me, and then I try and rocket boots away, and I die. So I don't know what build my Tempest is running. I can see he's now... he is on dagger main hand. I don't know what his offhand is. I don't know what he's doing. And now he's just standing on the node. And it's kind of my bad for rocket bootsing off, because then that got killed with the Condies, I suppose, or whatever. But that is pathetic. I mean, to be killed by a Weaver while you have a support, it's really bad. Really bad. So I'm very grumpy and frustrated at this moment in the game. Very grumpy and frustrated. Not only that, but because we were outnumbering there against a Weaver and did nothing, the rest of our team was punished for it, and we've lost the map again. So just, hideous. I swear to God. But, you know, it's good to show everything that can happen here on these Game of the Days. So back to the Weaver, except this time we have a Reaper, so we can actually blow him up very quickly with a Reaper, and he knows that, and he leaves straight away. I think basically what's happening here is there's two meta people, the Rev and the Weaver, on the enemy team, and no one has a clue what to do or going on my team. So it's kind of like a 3v5 here. And I'm one of the nobody has a clue. I mean, nobody has a clue. I'm on a terrible weird build. So here on respawn, I accomplish nothing. I try and kill the Ranger, and then the Thief jumps me in a really weird place. While once again, my team is 3v1. 3v0, actually. I think they all stayed to cleave that body. So the 3v1 on far gets me and the other guy who just respawned killed, the Reaper. So that's fun. And this is kind of the weird thing. You might think, I mean, I'm not playing that well, but when you pick up a new build and a really gimmicky build and a weird build, you might want to go in unranked and you might want to play against worse people. You might want to lower the bar because it's like, oh, I can accomplish stuff. You know, it's a good learning place. But here what you're seeing actually is when the players get really low tier and it's like this, your expectations of how a match will go get really wobbly, and like the Zergs leave you just getting hideously outnumbered and aggressed and plus, and just makes the game really kind of unfun. And like in some ways this is more difficult to learn the build and what's going on for me, just because it's such a peculiar thing. Anyway, here I get a 1v1 against you know, this guy's on like the damage signet and stuff. You know, I'd be pretty sad if I lost this. So we kill him, we knock him off the node so that we can decap. He can port back on it to stop me. He doesn't even do that. He ports away. So I was shooting him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so I win that, and my team wins mids. So there's still a back and forth. The Weaver's back. This is a positive matchup for the Weaver again. Here, look at this again, because I don't know how the grenade barrage works. Watch this. The Weaver comes in. Once again, I'm going to leave. I don't even have a plus here. There's no way that I'm going to do this, but I'll try and burst him. So look, we overcharge shot him, immob him, and now I use grenade barrage, and I release it. He's here. My cursor's here. I'm expecting him to move forward a little bit. And when I throw it, yeah, they all break here. And I do 0 damage with the grenade barrage. 0. Even the static discharge misses. So, and then the other two high power skills also do 0 damage. So I guess that's an L2P thing for me, in that the grenade kit is just really weird in the way that it works. So I rotate here from one of the guys who's trying at the game to another one, the Rev now. And he immediately just chains all of his evades, just like we saw earlier on. Here I S really early because I think he might shackling wave. This guy's much more patient than me, and he knows he can be. Here I stealth, immob, grenade barrage. It only does 2k. Doesn't feel very good. Here he uses the skill 3 really nicely. He gets the blind. I mean, I do multi-packets of damage, so I don't really mind the blind too much, but I really like that stuff 3 there. Here I immediately realize I'm tunnel visioning and I shouldn't be. These guys are super low, so I come in, kill the Thief, who just respawned after we beat him in our 1v1. It's a huge rally race here. And we managed to win with quite a lot of damage chaining on the Thief there. So, oh yeah, this was weird as well. This was such a strange game, guys. So, we kill, the idea being, if I kill this Thief, both my guys rally, right? Watch how weird this is. I kill the Thief, and right as I kill the Thief, I only rally one of my allies. The Reaper hadn't touched the Thief, and the Reaper, because he didn't rally, he died, thus rallying this guy. So it was a weird 2 downstate scenario, but each of them had only hit one of the other ones. Really, really weird. So, you know, now it's like, I've got a low guy, they've got a low guy. I'm healthy, and they've got a healthy guy. So we kill him. I wander into a spike trap, which CCs me, which I'm pretty scared about because I know my other guy behind us was pretty low. We cleave that out. We get good damage on that one, but I mean, any build can do that. You know, any success I've had on this game, on this build, anyone could have done. The Rev immediately on respawn comes to counter my decap, and with that, it's basically GG. GG in terms of they're going to beat us. Oh, he even pressures me here right at the end of the game. So yeah, there you go. Interesting attempt on a spiky NG build. I know there's other variations. Some of you guys will have noticed I wasn't using the orbital commands. because I use that in favor of shrapnel to charge sanguinary array. You know, there's some little things like that. Some people also go for the quickness on tool belt skills, but with my selection of utilities, I don't really think that I would proc that too much. Also, AED is valuable. It gives you another stun you can use as another setup, and it's not too bad in terms of actually sustaining you. Obviously, heal turret's really versatile. So anyway, we'll see. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.